Nathan Vosburg, and maybe our last in-person elected. Good afternoon. Thanks
Good
for the
afternoon.
patience.
My name is Nathan Vosburg, current city council member and former mayor of City of Coalinga. And I appreciate you guys helping us on, I think we paid for water through the roof. And so you guys came through. You guys have come through on a couple things for us, and we really appreciate that. I'm here today to make public comments on behalf of my community. Coalinga is located in the Pleasant Valley, Central Valley, surrounded by hills, ranches in Fresno County, 10 miles west of Interstate 5 at a halfway point between Los Angeles and Sacramento. We're home to Pleasant Valley State Prison, Coalinga State Hospital, lots of farms, cannabis, agriculture, and serve approximately 18,000 residents that are both economically and culturally diverse. In Coalinga, the only way that we can get our water is from the State Water Project, Central Valley Water Project. We have, the groundwater there isn't usable, so that's not an option for us. We have been addressing water conservation. Our city has watering restrictions in place to limit excess water usage and runoff that are aligned with our conservation goals. We are also offering the turf replacement program, funding for 500 homes to renovate to a drought-tolerant landscape that is expected to save about 300 acre-feet per year. We're also doing the AMI systems. Those are quite pricey, but we've been able to qualify for some grants, and those actually work really well. We have a lot of people interested in saving for their own pocket. The only problem with those types of things is that as a small community, when they save, they pay more. They really do. You got to pay to, no matter what, we got to pay to push that water down the canal. So when we can't collect that water, that money from selling that water, rates go up. Then we don't have room for capital improvement. And then we have people that are already in hardship because we are a disadvantaged community paying more. Today, I come to share with you some of the challenges that we have as a rural disadvantaged community. First, much of our population works in agriculture and works in farm. Without water, they got no job. Without no job, they can't pay their bill. They can't pay any bills. Second, without the ability to sell water to scale, the city cannot afford much needed capital improvements to keep up with aging infrastructure that provides safe drinking water to our citizens. Even with conservation efforts, we still have to pay to transport that water. And when we can't sell water, it causes the price for everyone to go up, which we've done multiple times. Let me tell you, talk about the human element here. I think some people miss the mark. I don't think they understand when you have people that can't buy groceries because they have to pay their water bill. I think that we need to have mayors of the cities in the Central Valley sitting up here on one of these panels instead of people that are looking at numbers all day long. That would be helpful for the rest of us, especially when you're talking about trust issues. When we see water going 15,000 acre feet from Orville every 24 hours to give the thirst of energy to provide for these electric vehicles and then shoved right down the ocean. And then every single year we're saying we need to save more, we need to save more. It's hard for our constituents to look at this and say, why aren't we increasing capacity? Why is the supply side an issue? Why do we not have, haven't we used Prop 1 money to make dams? And so we're also talking about another bond. You know, we've talked about this at League of Cities. People are asking, well, where'd the old money go? You know, and is the new money going to go for storage? Because that's what we really need. But I'll tell you the third and most importantly thing for Coalinga with not having enough water, it's a huge public safety risk for us. Coalinga is an epicenter for valley fever. So much that they've pulled people out of our prisons and sent them elsewhere, saying that it's too much of a risk, specifically for the minority groups, which we have, I think, 60% of. The Department of Public Health shows Coalinga as one of the areas in the highest rates of valley fever, a disease that's caused by a fungus that grows in the soil and dirt. Our residents and their pets can and do get very sick when they breathe in this dust that has the fungus in it. Valley fever causes cough, fever, chest pains, difficulty breathing, night sweats, muscle pain, joints, weight loss, rash, and tiredness. People die from this. They do all the time. In my community, we have a very small community, so we see the increases. And guess where those increases come? Time of drought where we can't water the lawn, I know that there's a huge thing on taking grass away, but guess what? From California Department of Health, The following recommendation to control valley fever is to control dust in your yard by covering open dirt areas around your house with grass, plants, or other ground cover, and before digging, wet down the dirt to reduce the dust. So for us, having grass is hugely important. It's not just a thing of, hey, we want to make it look good, because lots of people have taken into the consideration and said, I mean, with our programs that I think you guys have helped provide, to make their stuff look good, because they don't want that brown look when we have times where we have to conserve. So people are aware of the situation, but we're also aware of the health concerns, that we have posed. It may be unique to our area, which is why we're asking for flexibility. We support the league, the California League of Cities, on their needs for flexibility as well. We think that flexibility like I said earlier, I'd like to see the cities up here. I'd like to see you hear from the actual human element. That'd be interesting, because I think right now you are. But I think in your decision-making process of having people up here in your panels, that would be an interesting thing to hear. Because of these and many other reasons, we're asking for flexibility, implementation, increased funding to meet capital improvement projects that will further our water conservation projects, and enough water to water our grass to keep down the threat of valley fever. This is what we're asking for. I mean, we need, if constantly every single year, we've been saving more and more and more. And so when we're saving, we're losing on the capital end because we can't sell that water, which means our water projects fall behind. So we do need increased funding. And we will continue to make many asks on that. And I think that the biggest thing that our community has, because I asked people beforehand before I came up here, and I said, what do you want me to just tell them? This is the most common. Please stop sending our most valuable resource to the ocean. Stop it. And start sending it to the farmers to grow crops so that they can have jobs, support a robust economy, and our growing population. And for that, I thank you. And I thank you for your job. I know this is a hard job for you guys, so I appreciate it. And I thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Vosburg. It's all collectively hard jobs that we have, so no need to thank for that. And just importantly, thanks for your time. And I know patience here and contributing to all of this discussion. I just wanted to note, and the board since 2019, I believe, has invested $9 billion in the water supply side. So that's water recycling, importantly, drinking water, making potable, et cetera. So I want to make sure and communicate that there, because I know folks paying attention to this conversation might it could seem that we're overly focused just on the conservation side and aren't aware that there are these other spaces. But I appreciate the important note that you made around a number of issues there, and importantly, the engagement around the discussion. It means a lot, sir. Thank you.